Hey, what's up everybody? Just making a quick video here. I have another 4 card submission that I am getting ready to send off to SGC through a group submitter in the States. And I'm just doing another 4 cards. These ones are kind of pretty varied. They're kind of all over the place. A little bit of vintage, a little bit of junk wax, a little bit of ultra modern. So to steal PSA terms on age. These are going to SGC. So SGC, their biggest thing is centering. So that's got to be a huge consideration. Everybody's a little different. PSA I know is really tough on corners, but man, if you ever look at PSA 10s on eBay, you see so many that they're not centered. They're off left and right. So they're more forgiving that way. SGC, their biggest thing is centering. They're a little bit more lenient on other stuff. HGA, like all the videos I've seen, they hammer people on the surface. So you watch the videos on HGA reveals, and man, every time the surface is the lowest mark that they get out of the 4 for the subgrades. So all the companies seem to have something that's a little bit different. SGC I know is centering, so that was my main concern when picking some cards, along with other stuff. But so real quick, first card. This is vintage. It's the 1974 Topps Bob McAdoo rookie card. And I know I just finished saying that SGC is wicked hard on centering. So the first thing you will notice is how ridiculously off center it is. Like, it's not touching the edge of the card, so it's not like quite a miscut, but it is still quite off centered. But like, the colors on this card are so nice. The picture is crisp. The edges are all nice. The corners are really good. Corners are nice and sharp and everything. And plus, I've never sent a vintage card in before. Actually, what's vintage? I think vintage is 72. So actually, I'm not even sure if this counts for vintage. But again, what am I saying? I'm using PSA terms anyways, and I'm sending to SGC. So never mind. But I've never sent in a card this old before. So to try to figure out a grade on it for me, I'm saying somewhere between a 4 and a 5 at max. I wouldn't be surprised if it came back lower than a 4, but I'm saying, I don't know. I'm going on record saying a 4 to a 5, which I'd be pretty happy with. Anything from the earlier 70s like that, that comes back with a grade like that would make me pretty happy. So the biggest thing on this one is the centering. And there is, I think you can see it right there, if you just catch the light right, there is a little dimple on the surface, on the front there. You just can see it in the light right there. Other than that, this card's actually pretty nice. I wish the front centering was as good as the back. The back is like fantastic. If the front was as good as the back, I'd be laughing. I'd be sending this card in a while ago. But so that's number 1. Number 2, back to doing some Marvel. The other SGC order I sent in, I had a Doctor Strange from this set, and I actually ended up getting a 10 on it. And it sold pretty well. I think it was about 85% of what the PSA 10 comparison for it was. So not too bad. So I went through, man, I must have gone through my little stash of these cards, probably about 200 cards, just, and number 1 thing was centering. Is it centered? Is it centered? And I'd put all the centered ones off to the side, and then I'd take a look at them again and go, now, how is it really centered? Or like, how close is it? And then of the ones that were like wicked centered, then you got to start looking at corners and dings and surfaces. And oh man, it took quite a while. But and then of course, is it like Nomad or somebody that nobody's going to have any interest in collecting? So I settled on Thing, because this card is I would say, is about as well centered as you could hope for. It's fantastic. The surface is like perfect. The corners and the edges are all super, super sharp. Well, the corners are super good. I noticed, I think it's this bottom, is it the bottom edge? I think it was the bottom edge. Oops, stay in focus. Bottom edge there's just the most minute little bit of roughness just from when it was cut. So I don't know. I'm really hoping for a 9.5. Maybe, possibly, if the grader's in a really good mood, I might get a 10 on it. Because the only thing is there's on the one edge. I honestly can't remember which one it is, but and it's so minor. It is so, like, you don't really notice it unless you're using a magnifying glass. So I'm whatever. I'm saying probably a 9.5, but a 10 would be, of course, even better. But the centering, the overall look of that card is just bang on. It's gorgeous. Card number 3, same set. This is the Captain America versus Wolverine, famous battles that you can read right there. Also picked it because the centering was fantastic. Centering is fantastic. This one has the exact same issue as the other card. There's the thin card though, like the corners, sharp. Fantastic corners. But it had, and like front and back, surface, corners, centering, everything is wicked, except for one of the edges, and I think it's the same one. It's the bottom edge has just the most, like, you can't even, I don't even see it like this. Out of the plastic and with a magnifying glass was like the only way that I could notice anything along just the one edge too. So this one, I also said a 9.5 to a 10. Hopefully right in there. A 9 on either of those cards would disappoint me a touch just because they are so fantastically centered. And for this set, that is 90% of all the issues is the centering. Like, going through my stash, my whatever 200 or so ish cards, maybe more than that, maybe 300 cards, 95% of them just off to the side because they're nowhere near centered. And then to start whittling down after that is, it's tough. It took hours this morning. It was ridiculous. And card number 4, Ultra Modern. This is 2020 Topps Heritage. Yordan Alvarez, and man, I always pronounce this guy's name wrong. Aristides. Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, buddy. I'm butchering your name. Aquino. And this, actually, I was at Walmart yesterday. I do my rounds. This is Saturday morning. I do my rounds on a Friday, just kind of hit Walmart, hit a couple of the secondhand stores, go to my local card shop and stuff. And when I was at Walmart, I was going to bring down some of the packages. I found a bunch of 2020 Topps Heritage fat packs with the old yellow clearance sticker on them. So it was like, oh, sweet, scoop them up. But I hate, you buy value packs, especially from like Walmart. They're in a kind of like a box with a bunch of other cards. The corners are dinged. Everything is, they're not in great cards, but they're not in good condition, but they were all on clearance because they were from last year, and they looked fresh. Like, they looked like they just came from wherever they get stored and put out. So they weren't beat up looking at all. They were really nice cards, and it's still, I gotta rip something every week. If I don't open stuff, I go a little crazy. So this one is off a little left and right, but it's the chrome version of the rookie card. And when I flipped it over, this is numbered out of 71, which, looking on eBay, there was ones numbered out of 571 and 999. And then there's like a different colored one they're not numbered at all. But I couldn't find a single one of these cards, these chrome cards, numbered out of 71 on eBay. And this one was fantastic, wicked looking card. But the centering, Like as soon as you notice it's a little thin on this side and a little fat on this side. So the centering is off. Hopefully they won't ding me for that much. And one of these corners, which one is it? Oh, I think it's this one. You see that, a little speck of white right there. Other corners are all good, like really good. But this one, just a dot of white on it. But centering on the back is wicked, and everything else, and the front, like the surface, everything's top notch, like perfect, except for this centering left and right and the one white dot on the back. And for sure, as soon as I was like, oh man, I was like, oh, I see color, sweet. And I pulled it out, like, oh, cool, you know, a chrome card, Alvarez, very, very nice. And then, yeah, flipped her over and saw it was numbered at a 71 out of a Topps, you know, a Heritage fat pack in a box with a, you know, of the clearance stuff at Walmart. So, hey, man, every once in a while you strike a little gold, pull some fire. For me, it does not happen very often, or like ever at all, kind of thing. So I'm pretty happy with that. That is just a scuff on the, yeah. No, the surface on this one was fantastic. So so yeah, that one's going in too. So that is my 4-card submission. Sending it in hopefully later on today. And then, yeah, last night I was online trying to get into HGA and got lucky. Got lucky for the first time ever and got a submission into HGA. So I think I'm going to do another little video. I got a 5-card submission going off to them. But I wanted to get this one first, get her done, get her packed up, send it off as ASAP kind of thing. And there you go. So hope you enjoyed the video. Yeah, I will talk to you later. Peace.